Hey everybody, clearing. All right, let's get into it. This is going to be a Divine Masculine check-in, and we are just going to see first off, what are the main energies the Divine Masculines are working with at this time? What's on their minds? What are they processing? That one kind of wanted to come out. Integrity. All right, so two fell out already. They are connection and friendship. Okay, and integrity was in the inverse. So first off, they're really understanding the value of actual friendship as a foundation in connections. Why have connections if we don't have that layer? And then integrity in the inverse. This is smelling like the masculines feel remorse for how they haven't been a friend in this connection. The card of connection says, connection supports our ability to find alignment and resonance with others, things, and ideas. So the masculines have realized they have been a master at disconnecting. Disconnecting. Okay, masculines, they're kind of playful. That energy is a little bit lighthearted, so maybe they're not taking themselves too seriously about this, but they're realizing this is going to need to change. And friendship supports our intrinsic desire for connection with others based on mutual affection and appreciation. So the masculines are realizing they've been looking for the things that pit people at odds. They've been in war. They've been in war with themselves and war with others. And this makes them feel like they're not in integrity, which says supports our choice to be consistently truthful and honest while being guided by high moral standards. So these masculines feel they haven't been truthful, honest, or guided by moral standards, high moral standards. And that has caused them to be, I'm just seeing like a wounded animal in a corner lashing out when anything of the light, when anything that has high moral standards is truthful, honest. These are triggers for these masculines. This doesn't mean that they have reacted abusively or overtly. This can mean they have run. This can mean they have gone quiet. This can mean they have ghosted. This can mean they go in and out when these things emerge. So the masculines are really getting to the core of this. Let's have a look more deeply and see how this emerging awareness for the masculines is playing out in these connections. So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What can we see for the way these connections are allowing the masculines to deepen their understanding of friendship, connection, and integrity? So let's do the usual divine counterpart check-in questions, and we'll see how they are experiencing these things and then what it means for the connection directly. So on the conscious mind about the connection, wow, union, seal of clairsentience, clarity, knowledge, channeling, and unification. So this connection and surrendering to the love, like falling in love, they're falling in love, feminines, and this means like they're legitimately falling in love because there's such a unification. They cannot force a contrast in these connections, and it would be an absolute lack of integrity to say otherwise at this point. They know too much. They've seen too much. They feel too much. So these masculines see how this connection has caused them to rethink their aloofness, their out of alignment, out of integrity approach. What does this mean for the connections? Oh, the same. As within, so without. The same card here, the Knight of Cups. So as they love themselves enough to affirm and align and be honest about this true, beautiful soul connection, this will be translated into love into the connection, feminines. How is this affecting their opinion, their view of the divine feminine? Oh, they want to talk. So they're thinking about what they want to say. We've got two knights here. These are messengers. These are people that are sent out by the kings and queens. So This divine masculine wants to figure out what to say, and lunar progressor, emotional equilibrium, compassionate, and non-attachment. So these masculines really want to take it back to the friendship notch here by actually affirming the things that they value about you as a person. Instead of giving you the whole wrong idea, feminines, and pushing you away and making you feel, or, you know, giving off the energy that you're the worst on the planet because they won't even give you the time of day, they won't even talk to you. They're so accustomed. Don't take that personally. These masculines are so accustomed to keeping people at arm's length. They can't do that with you. You're thawing them out. You are breaking their ice. And that's because you've stayed in emotional equilibrium, compassionate non-attachment, and they have had to look at this stuff in and of their own creation here. And they are wanting to talk to you about this. I'm hearing thank you for never changing who you are, feminines. Wow. And yes, it's sinking in. So as this factoid, I don't know why I heard factoid, it might resonate for somebody, but as this factoid of integrity, friendship, connection that they've been pushing everyone away, not just you, everyone, that wounded animal in the corner, as this sinks in, they're saying, life is too short. Why am I doing this? I actually desire deep connection. I actually love to connect with those I'm aligned with. It wouldn't be my honest truth to keep suppressing and denying this opportunity for a very good for me connection. High moral standards. So these masculines have had a chip on their shoulder, is what I'm hearing, and they have been hurt. They have been around a lot of misaligned people, and because of that, they got into the habit of assuming everyone was going to hurt them, and they just hurt others before they could be hurt. It's I left you before you could leave me kind of energy. So they're starting to see that you absolutely are not that scripted character in their play, and they want to tell you, thank you for never abandoning me, I just heard. And for not leaving me alone when I needed you the most. So I get from that channeling that these masculines didn't necessarily tell you when that was, feminines, but you felt it and you responded to the clarion call of the divine, and you did follow your intuition. These masculines are learning to trust that, because even though they were running, ghosting, pushing back at times, it did matter to them. It is further balancing out. So as the feminine stops chasing, the masculine stops running, and we can have this new gratitude and appreciation and the affirmation of the alignment here, the truth here, the integrity, the high moral standards here. This is a bit of a divine fail-safe, because if we try to partner in divine relationships before a high moral standard is reached, before the feminine knows what they're worth, the feminine will receive willy-nilly anything if the feminine doesn't know what they're worth. This is why the feminine has to know their worth. It's not necessarily that the feminine leads. That is a misnomer or a misunderstanding. Masculines do lead. They just will lead with a different feminine if that feminine isn't doing the work. Rewind that and listen to it again. Masculines lead as well, but they will lead with a different feminine if this particular feminine is not doing the work. So everybody needs to be doing the work, and when both are doing the work and the soul connection is there, you will get unification, alignment. Okay, what can we see for this theme with the heart space? Unconditional love and returning, gate of returning, entrance, death, rebirth, and passage. So in the name of unconditional love, these masculines are surrendering to this love. They have gone through the gamut just like you have, divine feminines, and they are coming back around because this factoid, again, put factoid in the comments below. Just for the heck of it, because I never say that word. So this love runneth over. These masculines are realizing there's so much worthy, high moral standards. There's so much safety. There's so much real, honest, true, genuine opportunity for not only a deep friendship, but actual connection. Not superficiality, not surface level, not going through the motions, not good on paper, real deal connection. And that's what's bringing them back around, feminines. How does this relate? Yes, 10 of Pentacles. Now we're talking. We can really make something of this kind of energy. Falling in love with your soul. What can we see for the Heart of Hearts? Wow, victory and joy, playfulness and pleasure. This is something that the masculines can really get behind. I just heard, wink, wink. So, joy, playfulness, and pleasure. Ah, lovely, lovely, lovely. There's a victory here. The karmic uncertainty, the misalignments. They were accustomed to always having to be in war. And so this connection has had to stay peaceful long enough for the masculines to realize it's not a repeat of history. It's actually a different thing. It's not just a phase. It's not just on good behavior. These masculines have not only seen you stay true, but they are becoming absolutely sure that you will stay true because this is your character. You have this integrity. You have this high moral standard. You are truthful. You are honest feminines. And these masculines are, now we're talking kind of thing. And we see the Two of Wands, these aligned, soul-driven people coming into a grounding together here with the Victory V. We have the Victory V there and the Victory V there. The two, just the two, no one else. This level on the heart space also speaks of the Ace of Wands, which is the passionate new beginning for all the world to see when it's in the Six of Wands. This is where these masculines will come out onto, I heard the world stage, but out into connection and not be bothered by anybody that has anything to say about whether these connections are legitimate or not, because those who talk don't know. So these masculines are also done holding back from what is true here, what is actually aligned for them, no matter what your differences are. These masculines don't care who sees or who says anything about it. They just want to get to the fun part. They just want to align. They are so ready, I just heard. Okay, what can we see about this friendship, connection, integrity on the manifestation level? We are getting, surrendering to it. Heart chakra wide open. This person is like, just bring it on kind of energy. Commitment again, connection, flexibility and resolution. So we've got connection again. So what they want to manifest, they just want to surrender. They want to go where the love is. They actually want to lean into this potential for true alignment. I've never known true alignment. I just heard from them. How does this relate to the feminines? There's a transformation. There are necessary endings left and right, I just heard. So these masculines are done with anything that's not actual friendly, aligned energy, that's not mutual appreciation. They're done. Operative word is mutual. They do not want things that aren't mutual anymore. And so now with their energy being pulled back from things that are not in alignment, that aren't of high moral standard, they're ending all of that stuff to focus on this connection. What can we see for the action these masculines are taking? They are praying. We've been seeing this lately. This is bowing at the altar, giving it all to the divine and saying, show me the way, show me the next step, show me what I need to know. And enthusiasm, learning, generosity, and fortune. They're done being in lack mentality, competition mentality, scarcity mentality. They want their fortune. They want their abundance. They want to be righteous. They want to do it right. They want to do that with you, feminines. What a reading. And okay, they don't know how it's going to look with you. They want to talk with you because they know it needs to be collaborated. It has to have both their side and your side. They're done having their own egocentric world and not collaborating with somebody who gets it, somebody that's in this eternal love alignment, somebody that's time-tested and true. I just heard. What can we see for their biggest challenge? Stepping into the sun, stepping into the light, stepping out of the shadows, stepping up. This is just giving stepping up energy in the broad, bright sun. So anybody who has been tempting the masculines to be in a less than existence, a shallow existence, a superficial existence, they're stepping beyond that. They're stepping up out of the crowd here. They're being set apart. They're choosing to be set apart. Neutrality, diplomacy, negotiation, philosophy. So they are neutral about all of the things that used to bind them, all of the approaches, all of the different arguments, the sales pitch of karmic situations, of karmic friends, rationale, family, career, you name it, religious viewpoints, anything that used to hold power over them or sway them because they didn't know better themselves. They didn't understand the wisdom. They didn't see the loving angle. They had that chip on their shoulder. Anything like that, these masculines are stepping out of those shadows, out of that underbelly I just heard. Neutrality, they're stepping out with neutrality to not fear their abandoning or rejecting things. When we elevate, we give everything that was once associated with us the permission to elevate as well. If that people, places, and things don't elevate, that is their free will. So diplomacy comes in and says, it's nothing personal. I've got to keep growing. Negotiation and philosophy. So from this point, they can actually negotiate ending the things that are meant to have closure. So that does imply that some of the challenge here is going to be legal and financial and obligations, duties, responsibilities, anything outside of themselves that wasn't aligned, that they connected with, they are going to have to negotiate from this new philosophy. And that is a little bit of the challenge here. And for the feminines, this means everybody's going to have a lot of internal bravery in order to come into the awarenesses needed to not let these other energies, these external factors, influence this noble path, this righteous path forward. What is the solution to this particular challenge? The destined path emerging, and Temple of Celestial Revelations, the star card and celestial revelations. So this is a cosmic energy that's bringing the masculines up and out of the world, out of the worldly systems. We got the sun to the star to the celestial realms. So these masculines are transcending, just like the death card implied, they're transcending mundane consciousness into the light. This says angelic assistance, truth, again, salvation and majesty. So we got truthful and honest. So when they're truthful and honest, they're not of the world. They're in the world, but not of it. And this is how you can elevate masculines. And we get the leap of faith, the Fool card coming here. It's just about time to take this leap of faith towards the feminines, but this misaligned way of navigating needs to come to an end. The feminines have stepped into integrity and are no longer waiting, and so these masculines are also having the opportunity to stay in their particular hell or elevate along with the feminines, and trust that if they do, you know, it's like I'm seeing balloons or doves being released. One person or one balloon gets out, and then opening the net, all the other ones start elevating as well. And it's not that when somebody elevates, all the rest are disadvantaged. No, it's leadership, it's trailblazing, it's beautiful. So we have to earn that rite of passage through our free will. It's not that we aren't worthy and we have to earn it that way, but we have to, through our free will, actually go through the process of that firsthand, or it's not authentic. That would be entitlement. And that is a far different thing than through humility, actually listening to our souls, our hearts, and going in those directions. Okay, next few weeks for these connections. Yes, there's that Seven of Wands again. This is the bravery. So these masculines are going to be settling the score. They are going to be dancing in life. They're going to be going, dancing to the beat of their own drum, the drum on their heart and soul. And so there are going to be, I'm getting anger from these flames actually, because there's going to be this passionate outbursts I even heard from people around that want to keep these masculines small. And it's not because they are consciously doing that, because when you're in a heightened consciousness, when you have true consciousness, you don't try to manipulate other people's free will. So have mercy on these souls that want the masculines to change back because they were feeding off the masculines' energy, finances, time. But masculines, keep carving out your sovereignty and going towards the light, because you're lighting the passion in these people that need to elevate and get up and out of those karmic codependent cycles. And if you free yourself, there's nothing for them to be codependent with. And so they will have to find a better way to survive. And then therefore, as they start learning how to survive on their own in the ways you were compensating, they're going to elevate and start thriving too. If they don't, they're going to have a really tough time, but that's of their own free will making. So don't feel guilt. It's actually a beautiful gift to remove yourself from those who use and take advantage of you masculines. Linear sequencing, hierarchy, time, and logic. So give it some time. This has to play out. And the Emperor. So this is the card of entitlement. And in the inverse here, there's a great deal of humility, but nonetheless, it is leadership. Stepping in, stepping up, the noble truth, the integrity, the connection, the friendship, the righteousness, the alignment. Wow, the honesty. What was the other one? The truth. The truth shall set you free. Awesome. Okay, many blessings, everyone. Bye for now.